So this year Samsung strategy for their TVs, it's kind of weird, but I'm excited about it. Alright, so first of all, the new QN90B is already available and it's been having really good reviews, very positive. A lot of people are liking it. I have my order coming in very soon, should be here this weekend, and I ordered the 50-inch, which is, I'm going to make comparison videos with the C1 Oled that I have, which is almost the same size. I have the 48-inch and the Samsung that I got is the 50-inch. So I'm going to do side-by-side comparisons with gaming, movies, and all kinds of videos. So if you're interested in that, make sure to subscribe to the channel. So it's official, you can already pre-order the new Samsung S95B, which is the QD-Oled. Now, this is exciting news because this is the very first time they mix quantum dot with OLED technology. So we're going to have a brighter panel with a wider color volume, and also the infinite contrast and deep black levels that only OLED bring, combined into just one beautiful looking panel or TV, or at least that's what I'm thinking of. The 55-inch model is going to cost $2,200, while the 65-inch is going to sell for $3,000. Now, considering this is new technology, I think these prices are fair. I thought they were going to be more expensive, but still $3,000 for a 65-inch TV. As of right now, you can get the C1 Oled 65-inch for around $1,700, I believe I've seen it. So that's around half the price of the new Samsung QD-Oled, but at the same time, LG C1 doesn't have quantum dot. So one of the biggest complaints I've seen so far with this new QD-Oled from Samsung is that it doesn't have Dolby Vision support. And as we all know, Samsung doesn't have Dolby Vision support on all of their TVs. So just real quick, Dolby Vision is an HDR standard that uses dynamic metadata to improve image quality, more precisely better color depth and brightness. Now, personally, I have done comparisons between Dolby Vision and HDR10 displays, and honestly, I cannot see any difference, any significant difference. Now, let me make something clear. Don't confuse HDR10 with HDR10 Plus. HDR10 Plus is something similar to Dolby Vision, but it's only from Samsung, and there's not a lot of support for it right now. It's fairly new, only a few movies that support it. Barely gaming is starting to support HDR10 Plus. I'm talking about HDR10 and Dolby Vision. Now, there are two reasons that I believe that's why I don't see much of a difference between Dolby Vision and HDR10. Now, one of the biggest reasons is that Dolby Vision content is mastered at 12-bit color depth, while HDR10 is mastered at 10-bit. Now, the difference between those two is that 12-bit color depth can reach up to 68 billion colors, like 68 billion shades of colors. I didn't even know so many colors existed. And 10-bit color depth can only access up to 1.7 billion, something like a little bit over a billion colors, which still, it's a lot, right? But imagine 1 billion, 68 billion, that's 67 billion more colors available in a 12-bit color depth. So we should be able to see a significant difference, right? The reason we don't is because all of our TVs, all of our panels, including OLEDs, even the new QD-Oleds, they're all limited to 10-bit panel. So even if there are more shades of colors in Dolby Vision, you're still limited to the 10-bit panel that we have. Now, the other reason is that Dolby Vision can be mastered at 10,000 nits of peak brightness, while HDR10 only around 4,000 nits. Now, keep in mind that there are no displays that have that capabilities. I mean, the OLEDs, C10, C1, they usually peak at around 600 to 700 nits. Now the QD-Oled, I think they're going to be around 1000, maybe 1300 nits. The new Samsungs are usually around 1500, maybe 2000 nits, but there are no 4000 nits, no 10,000 nits. I mean, 10,000 nits, you're gonna burn down the house. So those are the limitations that we have, and I think that's why I don't see a significant difference between those two formats. So going back to Samsung TV lineup, I thought the QD-Oled was going to be their flagship, but apparently not. Samsung already launched in Europe and the UK their flagship, which is the QN95B. Now this TV is capable of reaching up to 3000, almost 3000 nits of peak brightness. I mean, that is probably like the brightest TV we're going to have this year. But apparently Samsung is using smaller mini LEDs with extra light control and therefore enhancing picture quality. So even though Samsung has invested so much in QD-Oled, they're still betting on LCD technology. No matter how small those LEDs are, they still don't have the same black levels as an OLED. So it leads me to believe that Samsung is relying on brightness. And yes, we all tend to fall for the brighter panel. I mean, when I go to Best Buy and I see the Samsung displays, they usually have like one TV that is brighter than the rest of the other ones. So even if I'm watching the same content, I tend to just watch the one that is brighter. Now, keep in mind that Best Buys are usually very bright inside, so this depends a lot on the environment. Normally that's why people say that LCD TVs are better in a bright environment and the OLEDs perform better in a dark environment. Now another key feature from the QN95B is that it's going to have the one connection box. And I really like the way Samsung designed this one connection box, just in case if you still want to have it right next to the TV, you can mount it in the back of the TV stand. And I think it looks really nice because it's flat. It's a big box, but it's just flat. Or you can just place it somewhere else. I think this is a really good design because a couple of years ago, I used to have the Samsung Q7FN, which also had the one connection box, but honestly, sometimes I didn't even know where to put it. So I really like the design because it has the option to either mount it on the TV or just put it elsewhere. And when it comes down to pricing, the QN95B is going to be even more expensive than the QD-Oled, which blows my mind. I thought, QD-Oled was going to be even more, but no, apparently not. So yeah, I think that's nuts, but hey, it's Samsung. At the end of the day, their TVs, they look really good. Alright, so what do you think about the new TVs from Samsung this year? Is Dolby Vision a must-have for you? Do you see a significant difference between Dolby Vision and HDR content? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for stopping by. Once again, I'm Joelster, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Joelster out!